So after leaving Altunga, we started the trek towards Alice Springs. Before we made it there, we had one last stop.
Safina National Park is located 83 kilometres east of Alice and is in the eastern Macdonnell Ranges. We were pretty keen to see the largest ghost gum tree in Australia. It stands an incredible 300 metres tall.
We continued on and decided to do a quick 2-kilometre hike around the gorge. The weather wasn't the best, and for some reason we decided to do it in our thongs. Not sure what we were thinking, but we did manage to complete it without any blowouts.
With the wind picking up and the weather becoming cooler, we decided to get back into the car and get out of there, as it wasn't ideal exploring weather.
We're on our way to Alice Springs and it's just started raining. We haven't seen rain since we left Cairns. Woo!
Finally made it to Alice Springs. Yew!
We had never heard of this festival until a fellow traveller told us about this all the way back when we were in Aileron. The whole event was free, including free shuttle buses to and from. We did have to walk 1 kilometre from our campsite to catch the bus, but completely worth it. Thanks Alice Springs, and thanks Jill for the tip.
One of the attractions at the festival was a laser light show, projected onto the Macdonnell Ranges. It was 10 minutes long and ran every 20 minutes.
The Festival of Light was the only touristy thing we did whilst in Alice. We used our 3-night stay to relax, restock, and get ready for our next leg, the West Macdonnell Ranges.
Our first stop en route was Simpsons Gap.
Just down the road was our next stop, the Ochre pits. The colours in the rocks were very cool to see.
We looked at our watches and it was time to set up camp, so off to the Finke River free camp we went. Who knew this oasis was in the middle of Australia? This place was unreal, sandy banks, greenery all around and a lush river.
We were not long set up when we saw some parachutes from the sky. Unbelievable.
It was beer o'clock and time to watch the sunset. The reflections on the still river were incredible.
The next day we left our camp set up and headed down the road to Armstand Gorge. We decided to do the 7-kilometre pound walk to work up a sweat and take in the surrounds.
It was a stunning day which made the views that much more spectacular.
On the morning of leaving camp, we saw 2 dingoes. Not long up the road was our first stop for the day, Red Bank Gorge.
This gorge must be seen with your own eyes to appreciate its beauty. You venture up the narrow section, climbing up and over the slippery rocks, which lead to some magical scenes. This turned out to be our favourite gorge of our trip so far. Now that's a big call.
After our refreshing swim at Red Bank, it was time to let the tyres down as we hit the dirt permit road to Kings Canyon. The road was horrible. It had heaps of corrugations and bull dust holes.
Along the track is Goose Bluff, which is a massive crater site. Yes, a crater site, and a big one at that. It is believed to have crashed to Earth millions of years ago, and the damage zone has left an incredible 5-kilometre radius.
There was a short educational walk telling you about the Goose Bluff, which led to a small mountain used as a lookout point.
It was then full steam to our next campsite, a free camp 25 kilometres north of Kings Canyon. We had this place to ourselves, excluding Kurt's parents, and it had amazing views of Kings Canyon in the distance.
So join us next time as we make it to Kings Canyon and also continue the trek out to the famous Uluru and the Olgas.